Have you ever wanted to wish randomly? Don't. But if you got a character you didn't know how to use, this is for you. These videos will help you understand how to properly use a character. I will not talk about artifacts or weapons, and your numbers and attack percentages may be different from mine. Check where my arrows are on your own character for your actual numbers. Today, we will be talking about Arlecchino, who has a pyro vision. Looking at her talents, the top one here is her normal attack, which is the left mouse, B, or circle button. It is a 6-hit combo, and does attack according to this chart. When you hold down the attack button, she will slide forward, doing this amount of attack, and use this amount of stamina. If the button is held after this attack, she will continue to move forward at a high speed for up to 5 seconds, consuming this amount of stamina per second. This can also fly over water. This is the amount of damage you will do when landing on enemies from above, and this is the additional amount of attack you will do to nearby enemies, depending on how high you were. The second talent is her elemental skill, activated by the E key or the right trigger. When used, she will hit a few enemies nearby for this amount of attack, and another for this amount of area of effect attack. If an enemy is hit by the elemental skill, they will be given a red X for 30 seconds. Enemies with a red X will take this amount of pyro damage every 5 seconds, up to 2 times. When she uses her charged attack, any red X's will be absorbed. When a red X is absorbed, a red border will appear around her health bar. This red border represents a percentage of Arlecchino's maximum health. A full red border will equal 200% of her maximum health. I will be referring to the health percentage of the red border as the red border health. Every red X you absorb will increase the red border health by 65%, which would visually be 32.5% of the border. When the red border health is over 30%, meaning 15% visually, all of her normal attacks will deal pyro damage, as well as increasing the damage by the red border health over her maximum health, and then multiplied by this. Remember that the red border is visually half of the health it represents. Every time she uses a normal attack, when the red border health is over 30%, it will drain 7.5% of the red border health and decrease her elemental skill's cooldown by 0.8 seconds. This can happen every 0.3 seconds. The maximum amount the red border health can be increased per elemental skill usage is 145%, which is 72.5% visually, with the limit being reset either after 35 seconds or by using the elemental skill again. The third talent is her elemental burst, activated with the Q key, Y, or triangle button. When used, she will deal this amount of pyro attack around her, and any red X's on enemies will be absorbed. She will be healed based on 150% of the red border health, plus 150% of her attack. When she is healed by this, the amount of HP the red border health represents is taken away from the final total. So if we use the trial's stats, that's 20,066 maximum health with a red border health of 145%. 145% of 20,066 is 29,095. 150% of that number is 43,643. She has 2,647 attack, which we will also multiply by 150 to get 3,970. Adding those two numbers together gets us 47,614. This is roughly the total HP she will be healed by. So when she is healed, the red border health will absorb 145% of her maximum health, which would be the 29,095 from earlier, and we are left with 18,518, which, in my testing, is near exactly what we are healed by. Margin of error, 1 number. Here is the formula. It is yours now. Using the elemental burst also resets the cooldown of the elemental skill. Her 4th talent says that when you defeat an enemy with a red X, the red border health will increase by 130%. It also states that when an enemy has had a red X for 5 seconds, the X will change into a large red X. When you absorb a large red X, the red border health will be increased by 130%. The limit of 145% per elemental skill usage still applies. The 5th talent says that for every 100 attack Arlecchino has over 1,000, she gains 1% resistance to everything up to a maximum of 20%, which would be hit at 3,000 attack. With the trial stats, she would have 16%. And the 6th talent says that while Arlecchino is in combat, her pyro attack is increased by 40%. However, she can only be healed by her elemental burst. Remember that formula. That's the only way she's recovering health. Now, let's move on to her Constellation. You normally acquire these by wishing for another copy of Arlecchino on her banner. If you don't plan on wishing for her again, you don't need to know these. The 1st star makes the 30% red border health's attack increase act like you already have 100% of it filled. So in the formula I showed back in her elemental skill, you would add 100% to the red border health. The 2nd star makes all red X's become large red X's immediately. Additionally, when she absorbs a large red X, she will deal 900% of her attack in front of her as pyro damage, and she will increase all of her resistances by 20% for 15 seconds. This can only happen every 10 seconds. The 3rd star automatically increases the level of her normal attacks talent by 3, and increases its maximum level from 10 to 15. The 4th star says that when she absorbs either red X, her elemental burst's cooldown will be decreased by 2 seconds, and she will gain 15 elemental energy, which is used to activate an elemental burst. This can only happen every 10 seconds. The 5th star automatically increases the level of her elemental burst's talent by 3, and increases its maximum level from 10 to 15. The 6th and final star increases her elemental burst's damage by multiplying her attack value by 700% of the red border health's percentage, not value. It also makes it so that after she uses her elemental skill, for 20 seconds, her normal attack and elemental burst have their critical rate increased by 10% and have their critical damage increased by 70%. The 20-second timer can only trigger every 15 seconds. So, that was my attempt of an explanation for how Arlecchino works. She has some of the most poorly written mechanics I've seen. I don't have her, so all of the testing was done in the trial run. She does seem pretty powerful, but watch out for that healing downside. Please comment if I too cannot read, or if you have any questions. I will try and answer them. If you are still confused, rewatch those parts. This is a video, not a speech. Be seeing you.